Smelling good is not complicated. The industry just needs you to think it is. Confused people spend more, confident people spend less, and smell better doing it. So here's the actual version. No brand loyalty required, no $400 bottle necessary, just a straightforward system that works. Most people approach fragrance completely backwards. They walk into a store, smell something, fall in love with the bottle, and hand over money for something they haven't actually tested properly. Then they get home. 3 hours later, it's gone, or worse, it smells completely different from what they bought. That's not bad luck. That's just how fragrance works, and nobody tells you this up front because it's not good for selling things. This is the part where that changes. First thing to understand, fragrance has layers. Top notes, middle notes, base notes. Top notes hit immediately. Bright, sharp, attention-grabbing. They're also gone in about 20 minutes. Middle notes carry the actual character of the scent. Base notes are what you're left with after a few hours. Usually woody, warm, musky. The dry down is what you're actually wearing most of the day. And if you don't like it, that's a problem. So the number one rule before buying anything is this. Spray it on skin. Wait, don't smell it immediately, do something else for 20 to 30 minutes, then come back. What you smell then is closer to the real fragrance. What you smell in the first minute is essentially advertising. You're not buying the opening, you're buying everything after it. Now, concentration. EDT, EDP, Parfum. This confuses people more than it should. These aren't just strength levels, they're different versions of the scent. An EDP isn't always better than an EDT, it's just different. Higher fragrance oil concentration, around 15 to 20%, generally means longer wear, but two fragrances at the same concentration can perform completely differently depending on the formula. One can last 8 hours, and one can disappear in 2. Concentration is useful context, not a guarantee, and if you're buying something for longevity specifically, test it on your skin over a full day before committing. Paper strips in stores tell you almost nothing. They test the chemistry of paper. You're not wearing paper. Here's where most people waste money. They buy based on the notes list. Sandalwood, vanilla, amber sounds warm and rich. It could also smell like a candle section in a department store. Same ingredients, completely different results depending on the formula, the ratios, and the perfumer making the decisions. Treating a notes list like a preview is like choosing a film based on the camera equipment they used. Technically related, practically useless. Buy the dry down, not the opening. The store needs you to fall in love in the first 30 seconds. You're the one wearing it for the next several hours. Those are different priorities. Application matters more than most people realize. Dry skin kills longevity fast. Fragrance evaporates quickly off skin that hasn't been moisturized. Simple fix. Unscented lotion on pulse points before spraying. Wrists, neck, chest. The lotion traps the fragrance and releases it slowly throughout the day. That's not a gimmick. It genuinely works. You can also extend a fragrance by spraying a light jacket or cardigan. Fabric holds scent significantly longer than skin does. So if you're working with a lighter fragrance that doesn't last, this changes the equation. You don't need to buy a different bottle. You need a better application method. That's free. Now the part about budget. The fragrance industry has a very specific business model. A $250 designer bottle often contains $15 to $30 worth of actual liquid. The rest is the bottle, the box, the campaign, the licensing deal, and the celebrity who almost certainly doesn't wear it personally. That's not cynical, that's just documented. None of that sits on your skin. What sits on your skin is the liquid, and the liquid is where the smart money goes. Latafa, Armaf, Al Rehab, Arab fragrance houses that have been building serious scent profiles for decades. They spend on the liquid. They don't spend on a campaign. And the price reflects that. Under $50 for most of them. Cologne fragrances specifically are worth knowing. A cologne isn't a fake. Fake means counterfeit packaging pretending to be the original bottle, usually smelling like someone described the original over the phone and lasting about 30 minutes. That's not what this is. A cologne is a fragrance built to replicate the scent profile of a well-known expensive one. Same DNA, different house, no celebrity budget attached. The best clones reach 85 to 90% similarity. Some people prefer them outright. More projection, longer longevity, and you're not rationing your sprays because the bottle cost $400. Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man is under $30 and is regularly compared to Creed Aventus at $500 plus. Latafa Camera runs around $50 and consistently outperforms by Kilian Angel's share in longevity tests. The scent doesn't know what bottle it's in. That's the part the industry doesn't love saying. So how do you actually build a fragrance setup without overspending? Start with one bottle. Not your favorite, your most functional one. Something fresh, clean, versatile. Something that works in an office, in summer heat, in most situations without demanding attention. Versace Dylan Blue is a reliable reference. Under $60, inoffensive, consistent, not exciting. That's the point. Exciting comes later. Once you have that, add a second bottle that does a different job entirely. Evening occasions, something with presence, a scent people notice. Those two bottles cover roughly 90% of situations most people are in. The mistake is buying a second bottle that does the exact same